Another week is actually October 1st now. It's Sunday. It's kind of a rainy, overcast day. A great day to tinker in the garage if that's what you have planned. Some people are kind of getting a jump start on some of the fall things, the changeover in the garage from summer to winter. However, if you are out on the water, out and about, still great fishing opportunities. It's still going to be in the 60s. It may be rainy and overcast. Throw a rain jacket on, throw a pair of rain bibs. You're not going to be overwhelmingly cold. The colder temps are coming. It's going to be a lot chillier as we move towards Halloween. But right now, take advantage of the warmer temperatures. It's still in the 60s. Get out there and chase those fish. We've seen some fall transition patterns this last week. No doubt about it. We've had more consistent cold weather. We've had some colder rain, some colder nights. It's dropped into the 40s. You're seeing your breath in the morning when you get up to go fishing. A lot of these fish are starting to transition into shallower water. We caught some fish deep still on jig worms, drop shots, crankbaits, that sort of stuff. But you're going to start to see a more common trend. These fish are going to start to move shallower. A lot of the fish we caught in the last week were in that 4 to 8 foot range on aggressive tactics like spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, lipless crankbaits, those sorts of things. So I expect that trend to continue. If you look at the forecast this week, it's going to continue to stay cool, and we're going to see some rain scattered in and out. So I expect to see some of those shallow patterns really starting to boom. Was on Minnetonka the last few days. A lot of anglers, or I should say shorelines, starting to become vacant, meaning docks are being pulled. Boats are being moved off. The accesses are actually really busy right now because the marinas are coming in, pulling boats are for storage already. That's starting to happen. Which brings me to one big thing I want to hammer home on. Make sure you do your proper winter maintenance on your boat. Call Foster Brothers Marine. Give Foster Bros a call. They're in Delano right off of Highway 12. They can winterize, store your boat, do the necessary things you need to do to your outboard to ensure that next spring, do the work right now because next spring it'll help alleviate some of the stress. So make sure you give them a call. Stop in, get your boat winterized properly in these next coming weeks, maybe months, depending on how late you want to fish. So make sure you do what you need to do to properly winterize and store your boat. In terms of fishing patterns, a lot of great things happening right now. We talked about the shallow water bite, the lipless crankbait has been hot right now. You can cast this, you control this, it's catching everything that swims. I'm hearing of bass and pike are your most common fish, but the muskies are chomping on these. Walleyes are eating on these. So that lipless crankbait can be an excellent bait right now for not only casting and searching, but trolling and covering water. A fun bait to fish. The milfoil on lakes like Minnetonka, Waconia, Forest Lake, you name it, no matter what spectrum you're in, is starting to lay down. The milfoil is starting to lay down. You can cast these baits across the top of it. You couldn't do that a few weeks ago. But now that the milfoil is starting to lay down, you're seeing it drop more and more. You can fish the top of those weed beds and catch fish. Another fun bait to fish, a buzz bait. It's a surface bait. You've seen it kick water up as you reel it in. This will catch everything right now. You cast those top of those points, top of the structures, inside weed lines right now when those fish are starting to move shallow. Whether you're a bass, pike, muskie, they're all chomping on buzz baits. Easy bait to fish, cast and retrieve. Anyone can do it no matter the skill level. Fun bait, fun bait to watch fish blow up on too. Next, shallow crankbaits, just like husky jerks, Rapala husky jerks, those shallow diving minnow type baits. You can cast and retrieve these, but what you're going to see become a very common pattern so soon is trolling these baits, let's say in between neck downs of certain parts of like channel areas, inside weed lines, rocks, sand flats. This bait's going to become very popular on a multitude of species. Those shallow diving crankbaits, when long line trolled, are going to work great on walleyes, pike, bass. I expect to see this be a common pattern as we develop the next few weeks into the month of November even, is that shallow diving crankbait trolled or pitched along structure. And then last but not least, wacky rig. I know I beat it like a dead horse, but this bait continues to catch fish. We catch fish on wacky rigs in May, and we catch fish on wacky rigs in October. Hook it in the middle. When you see all those docks start to get pulled on certain shorelines, go right through that area with the wacky rig, and I bet you get bit on those bass. An easy bait to fish, a cast and do nothing presentation. We get a very cold day where you want to be fishing with gloves, stocking cap, be bundled up. It's an easy bait to cast and watch. You're not moving as much. You can cast it, keep your hands warm, put it in a pocket, let it do its thing. Wacky rig will continue to catch fish right up until ice out. An easy bait to fish. So a few different ways, things you can do to catch these fish, whether you want to troll, whether you want to cast, whether you want to be active, no matter the species. The panfish are still going. We saw some bluegills up shallow still on the spots where the wind's not crushing, more stagnant. It stays a little warmer. Water temps are only in the mid 60s. They're only going to barely nip the upper 60s. That's it right now. And it's going down from here. You're going to start to see temps even plummet from there. Not many people swimming. The jet skiers are off the lakes. The fishing opportunity is awesome. Great time of year to cruise. The leaves are changing. It's beautiful. Time for picturesque moments. So get out there, have some fun. A lot to be had still for a lot of fishing opportunities. Still some couple weeks of manageable temperatures in terms of being warm. Sweatpants, hoodie, that might be what you have to wear, but you're not freezing out there. Get out there, have some fun, enjoy the fall transition. The bite's only going to get better, and we'll catch you next week.